Are you wondering exactly when your SASSA grant will be paid out in July 2025? Are you curious about how much money you'll receive and whether any updates have been made to your grant amount? Well, you're in the right place because today we're breaking down everything you need to know about the SASSA July 2025 payment schedule, and we're not holding anything back. Whether you're receiving the elder person's grant, disability grant, or child support grant, we've got the official payout dates confirmed and updated. But that's not all. We'll also walk you through the payment amounts, including any increases or adjustments that may apply to your specific grant type this month. And here's something important. Many South Africans miss out on early payments simply because they don't know the schedule or how to check their status. In this video, we'll show you how to stay ahead of delays, avoid long queues, and get your grant on time every time. Plus, if there are any changes to SASSA's systems, such as collection methods, card renewals, or updates on banking options, we'll give you those details too, so you never have to guess or rely on second-hand information. This isn't just a basic rundown. This is the essential guide for anyone who depends on SASSA grants to make ends meet, whether it's for groceries, transport, or monthly expenses. So if you want to be informed, prepared, and stress-free going into July, stay tuned. Because what we shared today could help you avoid missing your payment or waiting unnecessarily. And before we dive into the full details, take a quick second to like this video. It helps more people get the info they need and lets us keep bringing you accurate SASSA updates every single month. Ready? Let's get started. So now that you're here and ready, let's jump straight into what's happening with the SASSA grants for July 2025. As always, every month comes with its own set of updates, changes, and sometimes a bit of confusion, especially when it comes to payment dates and amounts. That's why we're here, to break it down in the simplest way possible so that you feel confident, well-informed, and stress-free when it's time to collect what's rightfully yours. Now, July isn't just any other month. It's the start of the second half of the year, and with that comes not only a refreshed budget allocation from the government, but also updated scheduling and potential shifts in how payments are rolled out. Whether you're receiving your grant via bank account, postbank, or going in person to collect it from the nearest SASSA pay point, it's absolutely crucial that you understand when the money is arriving and how much you're entitled to. Now, one of the most common questions we receive is this: why do the dates seem to change from one month to the next? And it's a good question because many people expect the payments to follow a fixed calendar. But the truth is, the dates are planned to avoid weekends, public holidays, and potential administrative delays. So when July rolls around and people expect payments on, say, the 1st or 2nd of the month, they sometimes find themselves confused if it's a shift by a day or two. This is perfectly normal and is actually built into SASSA's scheduling system. The good news is for July 2025, the payment dates have already been confirmed and are set to follow the pattern that most grant recipients are used to, starting with the older person's grant, followed by the disability grant, and then the rest of the social relief grant, such as the child support grant and others. But what's just as important as knowing the payment dates is understanding the amount that will be paid out. Because let's be honest, even a small increase can make a real difference in our lives. Whether it's for food, rent, transportation, or school supplies for the kids, every rand counts. So here's the deal. If you're wondering whether the July 2025 payments come with any increases, you're not alone. Many recipients have been eagerly waiting to hear whether the recent discussions in Parliament about increasing the grants to match inflation have resulted in any concrete changes. As of the most recent update, the government has indeed reviewed the cost of living challenges faced by millions of South Africans and responded by implementing a slight increase in certain grant categories. While this isn't a massive jump, it is a step in the right direction and offers a bit of relief for many families struggling to make ends meet. Now let's talk about how these increases work in practice. Typically, increases are announced during the national budget speech in February, and the actual rollout begins either in April or July, depending on the category. For July 2025, some recipients will see an upward adjustment that reflects the mid-year budget revisions. And yes, before you ask, it will automatically reflect in your payment. You don't have to reapply, visit an office, or fill out any new forms. If you're already registered and your details are up to date, the new amount will be paid into your account or be available at your collection point just like always. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, but what if I haven't received my payment on the expected date? That's a fair concern, and in recent months we've seen a few cases where payments have been delayed due to system glitches, verification issues, or even banking problems. What you can do to stay ahead of such delays is make sure all your personal information is current. Your banking details, your ID number, your cell phone number linked to your SASSA profile. because mismatches in the system are often the biggest culprits behind late payments. If there's one takeaway you should remember, it's this. Being proactive about your account status can save you days of unnecessary waiting and stress. There's another side to this that's just as important: how you collect your grant. Over the past year, SASSA has been working hard to reduce reliance on in-person collection points by encouraging more people to switch to electronic bank deposits. This not only speeds up the payment process, but also minimizes long queues and overcrowding, especially at post office branches. If you're still collecting your grant physically and you have access to a bank account, now might be the right time to consider updating your payment option. It's safer, faster, and far more convenient. And don't worry, changing your payment method is easier than ever. All you have to do is visit your nearest SASSA office with your ID and proof of bank account and request the switch. As within a few weeks, your payment will go straight to your account without you having to wait in line or worry about transportation. Now, speaking of safety, this brings us to a really important topic: fraud. Unfortunately, grant fraud is still a problem in some areas, with scammers targeting vulnerable individuals, especially the elderly. They pose as SASSA officials, ask for personal information over the phone, or send fake SMS messages that look very convincing. I cannot stress this enough. SASSA will never ask for your PIN, your bank card, or your full ID number over the phone or in an SMS. If anyone contacts you claiming to be from SASSA and they ask for sensitive details, hang up immediately and report it to the nearest office. Always protect your grant card and never share your personal info with anyone, even if they claim they're just trying to help. Staying vigilant is the best way to ensure that your grant remains safe and that no one else gets access to your funds. Now, let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the future of SASSA grants. There has been a lot of discussion recently about the idea of a basic income grant, a permanent monthly stipend for unemployed adults who currently don't qualify for existing grants. While this is still being debated at the policy level, the Social Relief of Distress (SRD) grant, which started during the COVID-19 pandemic, continues to be a lifeline for millions. The government has extended the SRD grant multiple times, and it looks like July 2025 will see another continuation of that support. If you are an SRD recipient, make sure to recheck your application status this month, because eligibility is reassessed regularly. One month you may qualify, and the next you might not, depending on your income and employment status. That's why it's essential to keep checking your status online or via SASSA WhatsApp service, so you're always in the loop. Let's talk briefly about accessibility, because many of our viewers have asked how to help their elderly parents or disabled family members with their grants. It's completely legal to nominate someone you trust as a procurer, someone who can collect the grant on your behalf if you're unable to go in person. This needs to be arranged through the SASSA office with the right documentation, including both parties' IDs and a medical certificate if required. It's a system put in place to protect those who cannot travel or stand in long queues, and it's a very effective way to ensure no one gets left behind. If you're caring for someone in this situation, consider setting that up for peace of mind and to avoid last-minute rushes every month. There's also been a lot of excitement around the possibility of digital updates to the SASSA system. Rumors are floating around about a mobile app currently in testing that could allow grant recipients to view their payment status, update banking details, and even receive notifications about upcoming grant dates. While this hasn't officially launched nationwide yet, the idea is gaining traction, and it's part of a broader plan to modernize SASSA services. Imagine being able to check your payment info from your phone with just a few taps. That's where things are heading. And as always, we'll keep you informed the moment new tech like this becomes available. One last thing to mention, and it's a question we get all the time, is about back payments. Some people have had their grants paused or delayed in previous months due to incomplete verification or account issues. If you're one of them and wondering whether you'll get a lump sum to catch up on missed months, the answer is yes, but only once the issue has been resolved. SASSA does process retroactive payments, but you'll need to confirm your details are corrected in the system and that your grant is reinstated. Once that happens, the missed payments will be calculated and disbursed, often in a single transaction. This is another reason why it's so important to stay on top of your account status and report any irregularities as soon as they arise. So to wrap things up, July 2025 is shaping up to be a relatively stable month for SASSA recipients, with clear payment dates, some increases in grant amounts, and ongoing efforts to improve the service experience for millions of South Africans. Whether this is your first time receiving a grant or you've been a beneficiary for years, being informed is the most powerful tool you have. We hope this video helps you feel ready for the month ahead, and more importantly, that you feel supported and confident in navigating the SASSA system. If you found this video helpful, please show your support by hitting that like button right now. It helps others in our community stay updated and informed, and it tells us that you want more SASSA content just like this. And if you have any questions or personal experiences to share about your grant this month, drop them in the comments below. We read everyone, and we're here to help. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next update.